So I got fired with my son sitting next to me, driving down the road at like 4:30 in the afternoon.
So it's a good day.
It was fine. It was a Monday. It was a Monday. And it was okay. What I blurted out during that conversation is I think I'm going to open the gym with Wayne Gregory.
Yeah.
Wow. The guy was ripping my ass, going to terminate me and give me severance. Needless to say, one of my dear friends told him the story, called me back 2 days later, hired me back for 6 months, sat me in a corner, literally, and then gave me a 5-month severance. Hell of a guy.
Yeah.
Open the gym, Joe. Follow your passion. So we opened the gym in the back of a flex space in Lombard, 5,000 square feet, 5-year lease. I took $120,000 of my and my wife's savings and opened the gym on a prayer. And I mean on a prayer. You see, Dominic, there's part of my story and what happened with me where I faced some things in my life where you could call it a rock bottom. Or it wasn't like I was homeless or anything. I was a high bottom, Porsche executive drinking fool.
Yeah.
Porsche driving executive. Well, you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean.
Blah, blah. Can edit that. Thank God there's editing. Anyway, I was, very fortunate. I made a lot of money. I had a very good life. It's not about making money, but I had things. And the price that I paid around the pain of being an addict, the pain of alcoholism, the pain of losing control over myself and trying to find myself in an appropriate space to continue to live in a way that was good for not only me, but my family, under the eyes of God, and something that would be of service.
Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Dispatch. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're getting very close to 1,000 subs on YouTube alone. But whatever platform you are listening to us on, just do us a favor, hit that button. This episode is brought to you by Murphy Earnright Law. If you're looking for an attorney, look no further. Reach out to Rick Murphy. He will treat you like family, that I can promise. Just let him know that Beyond the Dispatch sent you. In studio today, we have Joe Phalen, who is the not the gym owner, but you are the gym owner of the one in Allsup, the Gregory Boxing in Allsup, correct?
I own the location and operate the location in Addison, Illinois.
Addison. I knew I was going to do that.
It's okay.
But listen, brother.
You're going to remember it.
Yeah, absolutely,
Addison, brother. Illinois.
But we appreciate you coming in, man. You do a lot of great things for the community. You do a lot of great things for the kids in general in the community, which is fantastic. But you guys also do things for first responders. You guys are big with veterans. Your gym out of Romeoville, which I was a police officer in, is a veteran-owned. Wayne himself served. I mean, the lineage in... Oh, wow. Riggs, you good, buddy? Sorry, my dog's in the studio. Not about to knock over some lighting.
Yeah. He's making his way.
How you feeling today? And tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
First of all, thanks for having me, Dominic. It's an honor to be here. I got to meet you a couple months ago, spent some time talking with you, listening to the podcast, and then getting to a point where you've invited me on. So I really appreciate the opportunity. I got, where do we begin? I got into boxing at 48.
So later in your life?
Yeah, about 9 years ago.
That's amazing.
I met Wayne Gregory through a referral. A friend of mine, Pete Kelly, who's a retired Chicago police officer. We were roommates in college. We lived together after college when he became a PO. I'll come around and come full circle with that. But Pete and his police partner, Jason Brandstetter, in their 20s, trained with a guy by the name of Wayne Gregory. I believe that was around 1997, maybe 1996, in that area. Wayne had just returned from Thailand So Wayne's like you said, he's a veteran. He's in the Army. He's also a professional boxer that trained for Muay Thai, one of the first Americans to train in Muay Thai, and went over to Bangkok and the first American to win at Lunape Stadium.
That's amazing.
He spent 3 years there in the Fairtex campus. He trained with a gentleman who had 7 titles at one time, one of the master gurus in the sport. And when Wayne came back, my friends found him. So imagine we're in our 20s. I'm in mortgage banking. Pete and Jason are police officers. They come over to the house, and they've got bruises all over their face, and they're telling me how great this is. And I'm like, I'll never do that.
Come get punched in the face.
So 48 years old, I walk into the gym. I was referred to Wayne and Jason, who had opened. So it's veteran and first responder owned. The primary gym, or where the founders are at, are in Des Plaines, Illinois, on Lee Street. It's 8,000 square feet. It's an awesome facility. Got in there, started training, and it's a different kind of training. You've been around it a little bit.
So you guys invited me out. I actually chucked out your Romeville location and did a class. It was actually fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, it reminded me of football practice.
Yeah.
Like it was interactive.
Yeah.
You're eating somebody else's sweat.
Yeah.
It was
so
cool, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But I did this morning. Anyway, it reminded me of something, and there was a community, and everybody was cool.
Yeah.
I was coming from a place, I'm in recovery, 3 out of 4 grandparents alcoholics, so we'll maybe circle back around a little bit around this. But I was a little displaced in the community I was in, or socially, that I was sober for like 6 months, wasn't going out and doing the things that I had done in the past, and found this boxing community. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I had signed up for a charity fight, had 6 months to train. Wayne and Jason had just opened Gregory Boxing in Des Plaines, and got private lessons with Wayne. Just about, 10 lessons for once a week on Saturdays. 10 hours. No way would that ever happen certainly at this time.
Yeah.
Right? Now he's got a 2-time world champion in Juliana Pena. He's not training a middle-aged guy losing 35 pounds in 6 months is what happened. So we got to know each other. He told me a story. He told me about his dad having severe PTSD, being a war hero in Vietnam. Tells me all this stuff, and I'm like, man, here's my story, right? And we both agree that boxing and the physical and cognitive exercise help people with more than just getting in shape.
Right.
The next thing that happened was my wife and I were asked to volunteer to help with Parkinson's athletes. Wayne's a smart guy.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a genius in Wayne. And Wayne had taken one of our Parkinson's athletes, Marty, gone to Rush Hospital, saw the neurologist, and built a curriculum for Marty. We did 2 different seminars. So he created a 503c, received money from Parkinson's Foundation, Michael J. Fox Foundation, and ran a free Parkinson's program where we did, I think it was 12 weeks, 16 participants, somewhere in there, twice a week. My wife and I volunteered. Working with those people and the responses they had around the exercise and how it helped them, to me, was remarkable.
Right.
Someone tells you, I felt good for 2 days. Nothing like this helps me in physical therapy.
Yeah.
Rock Steady didn't help me like this. No offense to other boxing and Parkinson's or exercise in Parkinson's, but they were bringing back this information, telling us, hey, I didn't have nightmares last night.
Yeah, that's huge.
So if it helps somebody with Parkinson's, how much is it helping me, and how much would it help anyone else? And that was a seed that was planted. I've got a best friend, Pete Kelly, shot through the arm, wounded first responder. Wayne's father has this situation. He's got severe PTSD, had a hard time working. And Wayne hands me this business plan that says, I want to help first responders and veterans.
Yeah.
You have any idea the number of veterans that we have right now that need help, that are suffering?
Oh, it's through the roof.
And the number of population compared to 50 years ago or 30 years ago, or right?
Yeah.
Enormous, 4 or 5x. So I thought, man, I said, Wayne, when I retire, I'm going to help you, man. I get to 62, something like that. I'm in. I was 49, about a year into this.
Yeah.
So life happened, pandemic happened. I had a friend, model citizen, one of the guys in my fantasy football group. I grew up in Chicago Heights, single parent. My parents were divorced when I was 7. I'll take a step back. I was born and raised in Harvey, had a tough year in Hammond when my mom was single. It's a tough place, that armpit.
Oh, Hammond?
Hammond?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned to fight.
I bet you did.
Yeah. I was raised in Chicago Heights. My mom was married a few times. So we moved a lot. Things changed a lot. My father loved my parents. He was the best dad he could be out of the house. But that's where I came from.
Yeah.
Again, connecting with that gym, Wayne's Gym and Des Plaines, and the multicultural environment made me feel so at home. I saw what could be, and Wayne gave me this business model and said, man, I want to do this. I want to grow these. I want to franchise these gyms, not to make money, to help first responders and veterans. So I have this friend, Tommy, and he was a model citizen. I wanted to take a step back on my background because when I explain the guy, I just want to make sure we're clear on where I'm coming from.
Yeah, 100%.
Guy played lacrosse in Notre Dame. He's 5'8" or something. We were buddies. We went on trips together, boondoggles, that kind of thing. Our kids were the same age, so our wives were real close. And the kids knew each other, sometimes different schools, sometimes same school through where we raised them in Elmhurst. He has a son that had a perfect ACT score. Kids, wonderful family. Tommy took his life 6 years ago.
Wow, brother.
Mental illness is a bitch.
Yeah, it is.
And part of my recovery and some of the things I went through, I'm not talking about myself and suicide. I'm saying that it's relatable in some ways of how depression and anxiety works.
Yeah.
And how that can cross someone's mind. In this case, it took his life, right?
Right.
And my wife went to plan the wake and the funeral at the house. And when it came a few days later, I couldn't be there. I had to watch him from video. Pandemic.
Yeah.
I had what I would call, without going and getting diagnosed or going and seeing a doctor, a nervous breakdown that day. And a kind of a traumatic experience. And, it's one of those things as you get to know me. Like I said, we were saying before we got on the call, I'm good crazy, right?
So, 100%, brother.
So I had a neighbor 2 doors down who was a heir of a landscaping firm. We lived in Oak Brook at the time, and he had these big German Shepherds. He's a bully. And he would do stuff like, people would ride down the street on their bike, and the German Shepherd would follow the dog, and he wouldn't correct it right away. I had a buddy come over during the pandemic, and he got out of his car. He's a 2-time Golden Gloves champ. We're going to train, and the dog's right up on the car, and he's thinking, he had a gun in the car. He's like, What do I do? Right? Just stuff where it's like inappropriate. So a few days before all this happened, the neighbor had told me that the guy let his dog poop in my yard, in the front yard.
That was nice of him.
So needless to say, that day of the wake, I had trained with a guy in boxing, and we were sparring, and I was wherever I was at. But I went and got a glove and picked up a bunch of dog poop. I proceeded to put that in that man's mailbox and all over the front stoop of his house and let him know I was there. Now, he was
You
not
forgot
home,
something.
Dominic.
You
That's
forgot.
my nervous breakdown. That's how it went. Now, there's some other things that aren't as colorful that went on that week, and I was a little inappropriate at my job, or a lot, and I told people I could do their job, people that reported to me, and the guy who is one of my mentors, he's a good guy in a lot of ways and gave me a lot of opportunity in my business life, called me, and he was hot, and he's yelling. And he's wondering why I was acting that way. No one had the nerve to tell him that my friend had killed himself.
Yeah.
So I got fired with my son sitting next to me, driving down the road at like 4:30 in the afternoon.
So it's a good day.
It was fine. It was a Monday. It was a Monday. And it was okay. What I blurted out during that conversation is, I think I'm going to open the gym with Wayne Gregory.
Yeah.
Wow. The guy was ripping my ass, going to terminate me and give me severance. Needless to say, one of my dear friends told him the story, called me back 2 days later, hired me back for 6 months, sat me in a corner, literally, and then gave me a 5-month severance. Hell of a guy.
Yeah.
Open the gym, Joe. Follow your passion. So we opened the gym in the back of a flex space in Lombard, 5,000 square feet, 5-year lease. I took $120,000 of my and my wife's savings and opened the gym on a prayer. And I mean on a prayer. You see, Dominic, there's part of my story and what happened with me where I faced some things in my life where you could call it a rock bottom, or it wasn't like I was homeless or anything. I was a high bottom, Porsche executive drinking fool.
Yeah.
Porsche driving executive. Well, you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean.
Blah, blah. Can edit that. Thank God there's editing.
Thank God.
Anyway, I was, very fortunate. I made a lot of money. I had a very good life. It's not about making money, but I had things. And the price that I paid around the pain of being an addict, the pain of alcoholism, the pain of losing control over myself and trying to find myself in an appropriate space to continue to live in a way that was good for not only me, but my family, under the eyes of God, and something that would be of service. So the boxing club started, and seriously, there was a lot of prayer around the club. One of the things that I will tell you about being in recovery was you have to turn 180 degrees. Not 360 and end up in the same spot. I did that a lot.
Right.
4 years of in and out, couple rehabs. New Day Center saved my life. Guy by the name of Dr. Reedy at New Day Center, who's passed now, saved my life. So 180 degree turn, what I'll express to you, or the example I always give is simple. I went to an adoration chapel at 5 o'clock on a Friday night for 3 years rather than going to a bar.
Yeah.
Didn't necessarily stop me from drinking, but it certainly in the program and what happened over those 4 years before I got to not drinking and Gregory Boxing and on, right, was intermittent, 6 months off, working, prayer, spirituality, opening my heart, and then going out maybe for a day or a week or a month, and then coming back to it. It was torture.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. The back and forth.
Especially thinking I was somebody and something, smart, successful, responsibilities.
Ego taking control. Yeah.
Ego is probably my biggest enemy, the low self-esteem for just the circumstance of where I come from in life. I'm not making excuses for how I was raised or the situation, my childhood. I would just say that I needed a little bit more attention at times.
Yeah.
And the ego plays into that. And it was a flat out beatdown, which brings me to boxing on how you heal.
Yeah.
And so here I am, 6 months or so in my first stint of now, which is 9 years of recovery. And I'm across from Mike Kenny. And Mike and I are going to do jab sparring. First time. And they stopped the round because I started to hyperventilate. He's just tapping me in the head. I'm at one point trying to stand on his foot to punch him back. So we got that going on. I freaked out. I couldn't believe I was so fearful that I felt like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I came back the next day and I had a fight and I had trained for that fight. One day I was in sparring and I started throwing punches and whatever, acting like a fool. Wayne pulled me out of the ring and said, "You might as well get on the treadmill if you're not going to follow my instruction. I said straight punches only in sparring. You want to be prepared for the fight or not, Joe?" I was 48 years old, mortgage executive.
Yeah.
So the night of the fight, it was a non-sanctioned fight, which means nothing to somebody who isn't around amateur boxing. But it wasn't sanctioned by USA Boxing, so the guy who ran it called the Liquor Commission of the city of Chicago and said they're going to have a fight without insurance. And it postponed. It wasn't true. The woman that I know now, Nancy, she's awesome, works for the state of Illinois and handles boxing and martial arts here in the state of Illinois. She got involved and helped the guy who was promoting this 25-year charitable event at the Park West. But it was postponed for 2 hours. So most of my family turned around in their cars. Most of my friends at the Park West left because the Park West at one point announced it was canceled.
Right.
We were left with about 300 people. It holds like 1,000. There were still 300 people. It was a wild night. My trainer had to leave because he was threatened that they would suspend his USA Boxing card, so no coach. 2 weeks before the fight, I was 48. The other guy was 51, also in mortgage banking. He wasn't. Who knows if he was ever even real?
Yeah.
This Ryan Cotter, he's a friend of mine, but he's, he's a little
Who knows
slippery.
if he's even real?
So a guy appears.
Okay.
Brendan. Brendan was a safety at Xavier College and worked out at the NFL Combine. He's 16 years younger than me. He never missed a workout. That's who they put me in the ring with.
Oh, no, dude.
Yeah. 2.5 hour delay. No coach. My wife's there, my youngest son, some friends. Russ, I don't know if I've seen Russ since the fight, was in my corner. He held a towel and a bottle of water.
So nice of Russ.
So the walkout comes. It's the Park West, so you come down the stairs.
Yeah.
Brendan and his little entourage. He's got a black hood, all the thing. I come down, red, white, and blue. Literally American flag, right? Old man, get in the ring. He starts throwing punches. And I walk him down and I throw a 1-2. And I hit him so hard he touches the floor, Dominic. Right like that.
Let's go.
Bam. Yeah. Now, when he woke up, I had a problem.
He was mad. Oh, buddy.
Listen, I never stopped fighting.
Yeah?
At one point, he pushed me through the ropes in the third round. And my mouth guard, I spit it out. The ref grabbed my mouth guard and said, "You're going to finish this fight." And I went out and I just swung until the bell rang.
Let's go, baby.
When I got done, Wayne Gregory said, "You're one of us. You're nuts.
Yep.
You're crazy." Felt pretty good. After my concussion healed, I came back to the gym. My wife said, if you ever do that again, no more.
Yeah, it's done.
She still says that.
Yeah.
She doesn't know about the sparring. We're not going to tell her, okay?
No. Yeah, we wouldn't love her.
She knows a little bit, but she's asking me not to compete, and it hurts my heart, but I've abided by that for the last 6 years. Okay, so I've weaved in and out of this thing. The boxing club comes. We open up the club. There's a lot of stories that I can tell around the club that are relatable, that are God moments.
Okay.
And I really believe that God put me in a position and gave me this opportunity to serve. And it isn't about me. I'm clearly not a boxing coach, traditional experience. I can tell you about my coaching experience of kids and professional life, but I fell into this and I had this calling. And I thought, man, what if I help I love Pete and Jason, and Wayne's, he's got some genius in him.
Yeah.
And he helped me a lot. He spent time with me. He didn't have to. He was a person that I met in life that wasn't associated with just making a business and making money. And a lot of what I do in financial services is a business and making money.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with it, but that's what I did in my adult life. So meeting someone who wasn't driven by the dollar. Man, if we had multiples of Gregory Boxing to train people so they had associations together, just veterans and first responders working in the same room, working out and getting sweaty, sharing sweat in their mouth. Mm-hmm. They walk out and they feel good. Nobody's going out down the street to the bar or any of that shit. They're just working out and feeling good.
Yeah.
And a teacher or a nurse or an engineer or a 19-year-old kid who doesn't have his GED a 7-year-old man with Parkinson's can all work out together. And in 1 hour, have this feeling of community and presence and acceptance. Or frankly, that the cognitive work that's being done in staying in the present is a healer.
For sure.
My anxiety keeps me in the past and in the future constantly. I did the rosary on the way here just to get my ass in gear to be able to do this with you, because my anxiety or my subconscious takes me forward and backwards, never in the present unless I am paying attention.
Right.
Boxing gave me that training.
And that's something you probably like to pass on to everyone that comes to your gym, or attempt to.
I don't have to tell them, we could just do the workout.
Yeah, and they can see it firsthand.
I had a heart surgeon come in. 6 a.m. class. We got 6 a.m. classes in Addison, and I run them. I get up early, right? So to me, you get someone that's a heart surgeon, specialist surgeon, telling you that your exercise is great. It's quite a validation.
Hell yeah, it
right?
is. Yeah.
3 months in, sure enough, Dominic comes in, says, my wife is battling cancer again. Oh, she's already had a mastectomy. Back. He'd been in boxing the whole time for what was going on with his wife. He was fighting something. We're all fighting something in that gym.
Agreed.
That's what makes it so cool. You could be a lot of things in life, but you find these martial arts center, or what I believe we have in Gregory Boxing, and it's holistic. Mm-hmm. It's whole. It can help. It's a healer.
I agree. I experienced that too when I was there. Just from the two gentlemen I met there for the first time. I met John Pena, who taught the class. Jason Pena.
Yeah.
Who, it's very down to earth teaching style. Very like, you're getting taught from like one of your buddies.
Yeah.
Kind of style. And it's a very cool aspect because you get people from different types of backgrounds, right? And you get them in the gym, and you're all working to get through the class. To share the suck with somebody, there's a bond that comes with it, which resonates with first responders, with veterans, right? Because we have been in the suck before with basic training, or being deployed, or being out in the street as a cop, or being in a fire with a firefighter. You bond in trauma, right? And you bond through the suck, and you guys provide a nice little class that provides a lot of suck. So, in a good way, of like, you know, you're challenging your mind, right? You're learning the proper way to throw a punch, the proper way to throw a jab, the proper way to throw a hook, what correlates with that number, you know, and then you're getting the combos, just like you talked about combos. Jason put me through a few combos. I'm like, man, like this brings me back to the day when I used to do this on the boat in the Coast Guard. Like, and you're building that brotherhood, you're building that friendship, and you guys definitely have that atmosphere at Gregory Boxing for sure. At least the one in Romeoville. I know that for a fact.
Wayne started it, and there's a culture and a chemistry. If I could show you the 4 or 5 pages he sent this week on culture, plus the coaching plan in video, we pass that downstream to our coaches. They use what they need to use, but there's a format and there's a precedent. It's real. Jason Pena, Cindy Pena, both veterans.
Great people, too.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Jason drove up on his Harley. I'm rolling out the rubber floors. We hadn't opened yet in Lombard almost 6 years ago. And he said, my wife said you're opening a boxing club. So come back in 2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
He did. Cindy did. Oh, man. They're fantastic people. You got to have them on the show. He's got to tell you his journey.
Love it.
My side of the street is they're awesome. He's working out. We're in the midst of opening this boxing club. He wants to fight. He's tough.
Yeah, he is.
Marine, tough. And they get in a motorcycle accident. He gets hurt really bad. Time in the hospital. He might have broken his pelvis. He'll come on. He's got to tell you the whole thing. But I'm going to give you a brief version. Had issues with his hand and his thumb, his wrist. Rough situation. Cindy was banged up, but not where Jason was, life-altering, couldn't work, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I start seeing him in the gym, I don't know, 90 days, 120 days after, so not far after that horrific situation, using one arm, hanging around. Cindy's off doing other exercises, Orange Theory, whatever, right? Rightfully so. And Jason's sticking around, hanging around. He gets healthy. He gets in a Masters tournament that they have in Chicago.
Yeah.
It's a national tournament that they do for USA Boxing. Anyone listening over the age of 36, Masters is a tuned-down version of amateur boxing. It's meant in the spirit of the sport.
Yeah.
You shouldn't run into someone trying to knock you out. They're out there, but the relationship of it is heavier gloves, heavier headgear in the spirit of the sport for the age, right? We could be doing other things with our time. Right. So I like it for that because they're realistic and the rules are based on that. So Jason gets in this tournament. He not only wins Saturday and Sunday, he wins the fighter of the tournament.
Love it.
Yeah, he's the best. I had to say it, right?
Yeah, I have to. He's a good dude.
So great fight. Anyway, the exercise, the suck. Dominic, listen, the warm-up's going to be the same. We start on time. The dynamics of getting in front of a partner and putting that work in and the attitude around it. Wayne taught us, and what I believe is anyone can snap a punch. I've got a woman, Sandy Dial, who's 75 years old. She's fighting Parkinson's, working with us so she can go on her next vacation and make sure she's not in a wheelchair.
What a badass.
And she can snap a punch, meaning you're going to hear the pop on the pad or the bag.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're telling me someone who's maybe out of shape or someone who's a younger frame, 60 pounds can't do the same, I'm calling it. I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah, agreed.
So that's the only requirement, is that you come in and you're willing to give us an effort. Snap a punch is the best way for me to describe it. And do the workout. So if you got Parkinson's, cancer survivors, someone with a disability, please, God, let me meet them. I'm doing it for free, man.
Yeah.
It's my vocation. So could I please meet them and do just an hour for free? And if they can't afford it, no problem. If they can't afford it, maybe we'll do something for the gym.
Yeah.
You know, I charge my Parkinson's athletes $50 a month.
Love it.
Right? Silver Snickers is $35 a month to
Yeah,
get
brother.
admission into a gym and use a machine.
Yeah.
I figure $50 with full lessons.
You're getting a full workout.
You know, that's a good deal. Right?
Oh, you're getting a workout. Oh, you
So-
will get a workout.
So that I think describes the culture and all. Now, that's just the training. 95% of the folks there are there for the training. We have competitive boxing. It's a completely different animal. In other words, it's 10x on working out, training, preparing for a fight. The idea around boxing being one of the hardest sports to compete in is very true when you get to a level of athleticism and knowledge. USA Boxing says anyone over 10 fights is considered an open fighter. At 11 fights, you could fight someone with 100 fights. You can also win nationals.
Really?
Maybe you could win nationals with 4 fights.
Yeah.
George Foreman. But most athletes are going to have 10 novice fights, especially boys. And then they go into this open fighting. The average boxer in USA Boxing has 3 fights in their lifetime. So I got a bunch of friends and acquaintances. Some of them may not like me. I like them. Respect them. Because they've all had 20, 30, 40, 50, 70 fights.
Yeah.
Wayne has somewhere in the neighborhood of 80-some professional fights when you take on boxing, Muay Thai, Shidokan.
That's a lot. And
And his friends.
and not even to mention all the sparring.
Yeah.
That's wear and tear, brother.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wayne had some, I'm going to use the term brain hemorrhage. He had some brain issues with sparring, never in a competition. It's remarkable journey. And again, someone I hope you guys can connect and get on the show.
Love to, yeah.
Wayne's 55 years old. He runs ultra marathons, as you know, 31-mile races. I think his last time I saw, he averages 7:26 split.
That's nuts. He's a badass.
Yeah, he's real bad.
Because I remember you spoke about it. Or you told me about it. Like he had gotten this injury, brain injury, and then went from fighting to running ultras.
Yeah,
like like hey, let's dial it down a little bit. No, let's not dial it. Let's dial it up a little bit. Basically, what happened.
Hey, the other thing is we're talking about Wayne is he's been a law enforcement instructor at Harper College for over a decade.
Love it.
He was open when the pandemic was going on. In other words, he was the only law enforcement instructor teaching in the state.
Love it.
Yeah, Gregory Boxing, he'd tell you it didn't have to be named in his surname.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely appropriate, okay?
Oh, agreed.
What he does, what Jason does, what my friend Pete does. Pete and I were roommates. We get out of college. He's in pharmaceutical sales. I'm in the mortgage business. Pete's smart. Could have been successful in so many things. He got the call to be the police. His father's Master Chief of the State Troopers, Marine. Pete gets the call to be the police. He was the police like you. Young, athletic, right into gangs and dope, chasing, going. I sent you the story. He writes in Substack about Cabrini Green. He was on the dead list for them. He was my roommate at the time.
Bad dude.
I think he was trained and asked to do things, and he performed.
Yeah,
And he
agreed.
liked it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're trained to go out and do certain things in your profession and encouraged to be that human being. And I've met enough of y'all that it makes sense. There's an adrenaline dump, an excitement.
Sure.
You know, for me and Pete, we were in college jumping out of planes and
jumping
doing,
out of airplanes,
you know,
brother. Hell yeah.
wrecking our mountain bikes, doing
Yep.
some crazy stuff. Not partying crazy, but crazy stuff, stunts and things that
adrenaline.
we were, fighting.
Yep.
We like to fight.
Young men do. It's the perfect time to do it. You can't do it now.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, on the street, it's not worth getting in trouble now.
Hammers up, let them hit you first.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. But
I'm
then,
fine with
then
that.
that's self-defense after that. Then it's game on.
Yeah.
I always tell that to my wife. I'm like, I wish somebody would. I wish somebody would.
I think I have a better chance than you.
Getting into a fight?
57, yes, like airport or something.
Oh, someone trying to mess with you? Oh, I could see a younger kid trying to mess with you.
Totally.
Come on, old man. Blah,
Right?
blah, blah, blah. That's your famous last words, brother. But that's the other thing, too. It's like, hey, combat sports will humble you fast, right?
Yeah.
So, and then also, too, that gives you perspective, too. It's like when you're on the streets, like you don't know who's trained, who's not trained. So it's like you always got to be respectful to everybody. I think, personally.
The nicest people I've ever met, maybe outside of my trip to Africa, are martial artists.
Agreed. Africans are very, very, very polite. We train
my
some
wife
Nigerians.
and I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro for my 50th birthday.
You said that you're a badass, dude.
The culture and kindness of the people was remarkable. And what I would compare it to is some of the martial arts I met.
Yeah, agreed.
Nicest, sweetest, wholesome people. And I don't think if you've been around martial arts and you've been in combat sports or situations competing, that there's a lot to prove out there.
Yeah.
But I think all of us are in a position to defend ourselves.
Agreed.
And I joke about it, but I also train every day.
Yeah.
So it's on my mind. And I feel like I would be a little embarrassed if I wasn't prepared. And I'm not saying I'm a tough guy, because I'm not.
No.
I have a lot of tough friends, and I respect them. I think they're cool for what they do. You know, Pete, so he gets the call. We're both in sales. He goes off and does the police work and gets shot through the arm, right? He's wounded. He's disabled. It's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Opening up Gregory Boxing and serving and being, having a place. That was the whole thing. I just want to have a place.
Yeah.
Wayne's the figurehead. He's got the plan. He's a genius. Let's take it and see what we can do with it. 6 years later, we just opened our third location with veterans. We want to take other veterans and do a licensing. It's literally, it's going to be so simple and so inexpensive to take the next person and do it again.
Love it.
We had $50,000 to open up 2,800 square feet, used a little over half of it, had reserves, broke even in 3 months.
That's a win, brother.
Everybody has full-time jobs. It's not designed where we have a full-time boxing coach.
Yeah.
Everyone has a career, and then there's an addition to, and it's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
So I work throughout the day. I go in the morning in the gym. I'm there when my kids' classes start. I leave usually around 6:30 at night. I make sure the toilets are clean and the ladies' bathroom spotless.
It's important.
It's important.
Very important.
Okay, I got my role and what I do, and it's my life, but it's not my whole life.
Yeah. Agreed.
And Wayne taught me that. Jason Brandstetter taught me that. The folks who helped me run the boxing club in Addison, Sandy Abraham. Anyone I think of, Jason and Cindy Pena, we all have careers and stuff going on in our lives. And that's part of the culture and the model. It can't be about the next world champion. I love that Wayne trains Olympic athletes and world-class athletes. And we want to do that as an organization.
Right.
But underlying, and you know from the workout and who we are, my objective is to help a bunch of people that are first responders and veterans
Love it.
who went through Shitsville, made a decision to do this in their early 20s, late teens. No idea the ramifications of politics and all the other things that play into this that affect the first responders' ability to serve their community. Why can't we have things that are non-biased out there for them?
I agree.
You know, walk in my gym, look at it, see it, feel it. What did I learn from recovery and 12-step? We talked, right? Before we got on. Relatability, man. Put a bunch of people in the room and went through similar stuff. And with a positive environment, you heal.
Yeah.
You get better.
Absolutely.
Positive environment.
Yeah.
Not therapy. That's different. Not calling it bullshit. I'm just saying I was too smart for it.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a form of therapy, or definitely a form of mental health for sure. That physical activity, the grind, like all that stuff.
Right.
Let's take a quick break, and then we're going to jump back into it, brother.
All right, cool.
All right? Good.
Thanks.
So we talked about you opening up the first gym, right? So you left your job. You had gotten severance 5 months.
2020.
2020. So that's the
Summer.
transition. So that's a huge jump for you, right? So where were you mentally? Look, you just lost your best friend, or one of your good buddies, right, to suicide. Someone that you've known a good portion of your life. Your mindset. Where was your mindset starting this gym? Where was your mindset with the day-to-day? Were you struggling? Was there a lot of things you're going through? Were you going to AA at the time?
Yeah, I was and have been actively working a program since 2013.
Okay.
So really the best way to describe it was I was at a point where I knew that I needed to make changes in my life where I felt like I had a greater purpose.
Okay.
And there was nothing wrong with the opportunities I had in my business life, but I had changed spiritually. And it was a reflection. I was in transition. I wasn't behaving well at work. It was funny. Years later, my brother called me on it, but he's like, you wouldn't have acted that way if you didn't want the result.
Right.
My behavior aligned with being dissatisfied, showing that I didn't want to be part of it in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah. And when did this kick in for you?
The realization was over a period of really when my friend passed away, I get terminated.
Yeah.
Right? I get severance. And I'm praying on this. And I realized that, one, I needed to open the boxing club. That was what I was being asked to do. The venue, that it couldn't be about money, and I had to do something that was of service.
Right.
I felt like sobriety, I needed to be boy in a bubble. So if I worked in a rehab clinic, I'm certified, I worked back at a rehab clinic, if I was all encompassing of recovery, I'd be recovered.
Yeah.
It's not how it works.
No.
You get it and you pass it forward. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
You get it and you pass it forward. So I don't have to go in and talk about being in recovery or an alcoholic in my boxing club. I just need to show up and do things to understand everyone's there fighting something. And there's a format that helps them through whatever that is.
Right. So I have a buddy, his name is Mike. He came on the show.
Okay.
He suffered from being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And he almost died. Like, he got to the point where, like, he was drinking in the middle of the night just to stay even keel. Like, he's like chugging bottles of vodka.
It's a violent, aggressive disease, as a lot of addictions are.
Yeah.
The normal person will never understand the extent or the amount of alcohol that an individual could consume and still walk around and function.
It's scary.
It's real scary.
And alcohol withdrawals too is
well, you die from it.
Yeah.
So a lot of these things. Now, again, I was high bottom and definitely a drunk. Oh, I got stories for you.
Yeah.
and a lot of fun ones, you know. But I could prove the fact that I am a drunk. But it's severe and serious, and I do consider it a disease. I do think, in my case, 3 out of 4 grandparents. There's social environment. You know,
Right.
I was raised a certain way to drink beer and all that stuff, and I definitely was a binge drinker. But there was a switch that went off for me.
Yeah.
And I was going to, you know, I still am at a point that if I chose that path is death. And in recovery, and what I found, and really where I had to be, is there's no gray area. I was real good in the gray, making excuses or
Everyone,
right.
Everyone who struggles with something is really good at making excuses.
So my recovery is very black and white. Life or death.
Yeah.
So I prayed. I understood that going into a financial services position in my life, going and that being the primary, you know, if you go back to that time, I had God, my family, I had my job, right? Boxing, I was doing boxing. But my job was the primary, and it had been since I was 22. I was good at mortgage lending.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thanks, God. Good salesperson. I was honest. Did a lot of home loans. I grew up from a humble place, so I wasn't overcharging people. I was in a position where my parents didn't make a lot of money, right? And they didn't go to college. I made more money than my immediate family at a very young age. I didn't know what the hell was going on, and I didn't know how to maximize it.
Right.
I worked for an honest guy, so he didn't have me cheating people
Right.
who didn't know any better. And I came from an environment where my mom didn't own a home. Well, why would I put somebody, a single parent or anyone else, and overcharge them? So
Right.
I was good about that as a loan originator. It meant something to me to take care of the person who didn't know as much.
Love it.
Yeah, thank God, right? Seriously. So having that success and having it really be my driver, my thing. As I got into spirituality, it was like, man, is that it? That's how it's going to be. Someone's actually going to remember that I was a good loan officer or a good sales leader.
I believe it. I guarantee it.
Oh, I didn't believe it. I don't think.
I do.
As a matter of fact, I'll tell you this. It's important, but it can't define me. It's part of the story. I'm glad I help people in their home loan process.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was a good human being, but I wasn't the human being I am today.
You had to go through struggle for that, brother.
The people that I led in sales, the difference today, and the raw reality of transparency and being able to maybe, I don't have to get in their shit, but I can advise them or get them in a book that might open their eyes to something.
Right.
So what I knew about the change was simply that I was in a space where what I had done my whole life, my adult life, was not the purposeful part of what the calling was, where my spiritual life had gone. And what do people, when we talk about spirituality, I'm not talking about religion. The Book of Joy is a great place to start.
Okay.
Okay, the Dalai Lama and Reverend Tutu. So Buddhism, Christianity.
Little Zen.
Hey, man, Jesus.
Agreed. I think
straight up who Jesus is.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say religion, Jesus.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Book of Joy, all right? Spirituality. Church is cool. It's not, I'll go there. I love the Eucharist. I was raised Catholic.
Same.
All right? It's my thing, my religion. But I'm talking about spirituality. There's a higher power in the universe, right? Mine happens to be Jesus. So that connection that's the purpose calling. You know, 180 degrees is don't have an ego, man. Show humility.
Huge. Gratitude, humility. Get rid of all those negative emotions, anger, hate.
Yeah, resentment's a big. I got the
yeah.
Serenity prayer tattooed on my rib. My sister asked me this weekend, did that hurt? I said, well, yeah, it hurt. I have to remember, what am I getting angry about?
Yeah.
And I needed the Serenity prayer tattooed on my rib to remember that I've got an issue with resentments.
I love it.
Yeah. So,
but that goes back to
that was it. And I'll just say in my professional life, I'm very blessed. I'm thankful. I feel like I have the ability to continue to help a lot of people. I want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm healthy. I'm definitely young in body and spirit.
That's a big life change for you, brother.
But the purpose, I needed a purpose, right? And that's where the things that we do today and helping somebody lose weight. I've got a bunch of stories about people who've lost, 60 to over 100 pounds in our gym. I've been diagnosed with diabetes or pre-diabetic that are no longer diabetic. All these God things that happen with people on a daily basis.
It's beautiful, man.
The lady who helps me with the boxing club has helped a few people gain their GED.
Let's go.
A lot of things. I can go through a lot of examples, but what I'll tell you is I really, again, firmly believe that it was a God moment. Things happen for a reason. It aligned based on my prayer, and I followed something that I felt was bigger than me with a purpose.
Yeah.
And thrown a little bit of money at it. I know I said the number, but I'm going to say that financially it was something that if I lost it, I needed to go back to work.
Yeah.
If we did it and I never saw it again, we did it. If there's something there where it had a return, that would be a kind of a cool story. But I already opened a gym with the Peñas and gave my contribution to them after we opened because I was so touched that they did it.
Let's go.
No, it ain't about the money.
No. It's about
and I'm not like a wealthy guy or whatever, but I came from nothing. My wife and I are good savers, and we're conservative, and we got a little something.
Yeah, you had a very successful career, brother. Something to be proud of, for sure. I just love that, like, at the age right around, like, 48, 50 years old, like, you literally changed, like, it was a new chapter. You just switched up careers and more for fulfilling of your soul, I think.
You ever hear of menopause?
Menopause, kind of like a I know what
could
you're
have been
referencing.
Menopause.
Yeah, I know what you're referencing. So
I
kind
think
of like a life
when you
change.
get 48, 50, you're a market. I kind of work in 5-year increments.
Yeah.
Right? Again, I'm diagnosed with anxiety, so I'm always running in the future. Yeah, we need change.
I agree with you.
We need big change. We need so much exercise as we age, we don't even understand it. But the brain is so powerful and can mess with you so badly, especially after trauma.
Oh, absolutely.
I have what I thought was normal growing up wasn't so normal, apparently, right? The way I grew up. And what I find with boxing and the community that I serve is that I am in a good place and I am safe.
Yeah. You've built a beautiful environment, though, to be safe in and for other people to come and also feel safe in.
I hope so.
I know so because I've experienced it myself with Jason and seen it. It's two quieter guys, but as soon as they're, Jason talks to him where I talk to him, like just open right up, smiles on their face. You guys are definitely creating that for sure.
Yeah. One thing I'll say about the coaching philosophy, Wayne Gregory was working with my wife. Michelle says it best, but she said, I just love how they coach. They yell and compliment you when you do something well, and they whisper criticism.
Mm-hmm.
They don't stop you in the middle and say, do it this way. They just move your right foot over or a little bit and keep walking. They allow you to exercise. But I really look at it as you've been around sports and military, first responder, right? Police. Shout and applaud and celebrate when people win.
Yes.
And whisper when you're correcting them.
Usually it's the opposite, brother.
And Wayne did that. And it's powerful, but that's something I think is so important. Now, people listening to this that know me well around the boxing club are going to say, Joe, that doesn't apply to the boys between the ages of 15 and 25. You're right. I'm a little bit more pushy with them and maybe mouthy with them, and I would need to do better at that. But I will say that I see a lot of me in that age, and it scares the hell out of me.
You're the perfect man to see it, though. I mean, if you're seeing it, you're the perfect man for it, brother.
I raised my boys are 24 and 26, and my goodness, boys need some help. And their brains aren't fully developed until 25. I think that's a little late, or a little. I think it's more like 30.
I was going to say, I think mine's just starting to develop at 35.
35 might be the answer.
Right.
But boys,
yeah, brother.
And it's great to see, but I am harder and I am a little more abrasive with the boys.
Yeah. And
that age group.
They need a little tough love. I think, boys at that age need a little tough love, but to get that support that they need, the crucial support, but they need a little tough love for sure.
Generations are different.
Oh, for sure. I think technology.
57. How old are you?
37 or 35.
35, right? So generations are different.
Agreed.
The spirit of the human being, the American spirit, it lives. I know it. I see it in kids that are little kids. I see it in our elders. I see it across the board. I'm not saying that a millennial and a baby boomer are the same. Generations are different. But I see the spirit. I see good kids out there all the time. I see great families all the time. Not because I have a boxing club.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I see not so great too. But I believe in what we have in our society, in our country, who we want to be, who we can be.
Oh, and that still gives me hope because you can turn on social media, you can turn on the news, you can go scrolling through social media and see all the corrupt, all the evil, all the just this disgustingness in the world. But then you're what you're talking about, you still see that, right? You still see these kids still loving America, still wanting to give back to their country. There's still hope.
I got 10 nationalities minimum at my gym at all times.
Love it. Melting pot, baby. That's America right there.
Different languages.
Yes.
Doing the same exercise. And they're working out together, right? That's America.
Yeah.
And guess what? If they don't like it, they're not going back.
Mm-mm.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I could tell you, any given day, tonight, come see me. It's phenomenal.
I love it, brother.
I love it. I see it around our first responder community.
Yeah. You get to see just like so many different aspects. You get to see the first responder community. You get to see the individuals with Parkinson's or some type of other medical issue. You get to see these young kids come in from different backgrounds, probably from, probably crabby backgrounds. And this is probably the best part of their day, or this portion of their life could change their life for the better. I brought up Mike earlier because he said this to me once. He's like, people who go to the gym, because I go to the gym at 5 a.m., are running from something. They're there for a reason. And I feel like it's kind of the same thing. You're at a boxing gym for a reason. You're there for a reason. And it takes that grit. So like to be that person who runs a gym and you get to have all these different clients come in with different backgrounds and different struggles. You have to have like that proud dad feeling to see these people come in and just grind day in, day out, work through their mental struggles, work through the challenges and tribulations that they've been through. Has to be inspirational.
I'm a source. Jesus, right? God, my connection with Jesus. I'm a source, source. I signed a lease with the landlord, right? I opened the boxing club 6 years ago. I'm the source, Dominic. I'm not the reason. I'm not the answer. I was just a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
The community does the rest. It fulfills itself. There's
Right.
structure, right? Now, do we care? We're a culture of generosity. Why do we give a free lesson to everyone? It's not just so that you don't screw up the whole class, because you would if you didn't know how to hold mitts. But it's really a culture of generosity. So when you're talking, I think gratitude, not pride, gratitude. I have a sense people are throwing trash in the back lot of Addison. It's behind an alley, and there's apartment buildings. People are throwing garbage in. So I took my Mary in the grotto, and I cemented Mary. My son cemented Mary in the grotto in the back lot. No more trash. I pray all the time to her. We got flowers around her. I pray in the gym. During those classes, I thank God right there. It's gratitude. It can't be pride.
Yeah.
Pride is me getting in the ring with a 21-year-old that's been here all summer, jab sparring, and with my right hand, I'm left-handed, so jab sparring in my opposite stance and whooping his ass. That's pride.
Let's go, baby. Still got it.
Hey, man, you know what? I'm a proof of the exercise.
Yes,
I have
you are,
agility.
brother.
I have balance. I'm in shape. I have good cardio. I'm a proof of what Wayne Gregory was talking about.
Right.
But the fulfillment provides gratitude. Joy versus happiness. I'm happy the Bears are going to beat the Packers this year.
Knock on wood.
Okay? I just had to say it.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
But
joy. I'm also a little concerned.
Joy.
Yes.
Joy there's a difference. And so, it's simple. It's just gratitude.
Love it, brother.
I mean, I could have been dead, and we could talk about all that stuff, right? I could have stayed in the business and divorced my wife and said, I don't have a problem.
Right.
Look at me.
100%.
So gratitude for what we have. I'm a civilian. I got a good friend who made a choice and served like a son of a bitch. Served the city of Chicago. I'm very proud of him. His partner, Jason Brandstetter, and I have been friends since we were in our early 20s.
Love it.
He's a good man. He cares greatly for people. He puts a lot of time into boxers every day. He's been around the country with amateur boxers and kids winning national championships. Nobody's throwing a parade for him.
Yeah.
He's a good man. Wayne Gregory, an example of humility. Superstar in a lot of ways. Nobody knows who he is.
Yeah.
They're going to. I have something to do with it. Gregory Boxing, 50 gyms in the next 5 years.
Let's get it.
Why
baby.
not?
Why not?
I
Dream
can
big.
show people how to buy the equipment used, how to do everything at half the cost without a bunch of crap in it, and open up a facility that they can run in the afternoons for kids, for people with disabilities, and make enough money to open the next day, make enough money to have ancillary income.
Yeah. I love it, brother.
I know I can in my heart. I could articulate it in about 4 minutes. I lived it. I mopped the floors. My business experience, I've helped to model in what I'll use the term franchise mortgage offices for a company called Guaranteed Rate. I built out the middle part of the United States. So the same look and feel, model, processes, putting people in and having them follow something, to me, was what I did in my professional life. And here's
Yeah.
Wayne handing me a business plan saying, why don't we just build the same processes and have the same colors, flags, posters, and offer this to more first responders and veterans? And I believe we're going to do that.
You already are.
And I appreciate you having me on the show to articulate what my role is as a civilian and how deeply I care about the people that serve our community, that I see the reflection. I see their eyes when we work out. What they chose for us is very important.
Agreed.
What you've done for our country and for our community is very, very important, and I thank you.
Oh, I think what you're doing for our country and our community as well is extremely important, brother. And I thank you, man.
We'll see.
No, I already know so, brother.
We need to get some damn money behind us and put the money in the right places to help a bunch of people and have these community centers.
Love
Wayne used the term PALS, Police Athletic League,
Yeah.
right? It's been done before.
Oh, agreed.
Cindy Pena, PhD, high school teacher. She's contacting Will County in Romeoville looking for troubled kids.
Love it.
I hope the school district, someone in the school district's listening and they get together.
Yeah.
I've got DuPage County. I've got kids coming from DuPage County Family Services, Dom.
Yeah.
That's a godsend. Heck yeah.
Has she reached out to Romeoville PD at all?
We can always use help.
Yeah, let me know.
And I
reach out
think
to the chief.
When everybody meets and they understand the intentions, good things can happen.
I agree with you, and I think you guys are in Romeoville. I think it's fantastic. I think the police department would love to start referencing or throwing kids your guys' way.
I think
we
if they
run into them
knew
all the time.
Jason and they knew Cindy, it's a lock. But we need to create those relationships. Everything we've done, we have social media, all this, great reviews on Google reviews, right? On all of our 3 locations, you can read them. The biggest driving factor of how we've maintained these businesses is word of mouth.
Yeah.
I always say to people, as long as you like them, refer them.
Yeah, agreed.
They're your friend. I'd love to meet them, right? But anyway, so yeah, those things happen. I mean, I think that's how we met you, Dominic.
Yeah, that's right. Jungles.
So yes, thanks very much. Thanks,
Small
God.
world. Small
He's
world.
just a good man.
Very good dude. And so are you.
So that's the, you ask me what comes to mind. Pride? No. I can tell you all the time I'm in there, morning and night. There's a group. Today's the teen class. And it sounds crazy, but I'll catch myself and saying a short prayer and just thanking God because I have this opportunity.
Yeah.
Pinching myself, healthy, doing something that I feel has a purpose. I don't get to see my wife as much. I love her dearly. Love my children, love my family. I'm not as angry as I used to be, and I work on it, right?
Yeah. Which is the most important thing, man.
As far as being perfect and all that, I was born in 1969, raised on the Three Stooges.
Let's go.
Right? I mean, we could go right down the list, but single parent, I sat in front of that TV and got, Animal House,
Love it.
Stripes.
Yeah.
Raised on this stuff. And then they want me to act a certain society want me to act I wasn't that, like I'm not that guy. And, I'm not saying that I want to be like, like I was referenced as an Archie Bunker once.
Okay.
Like Harvey Hammond Heights. That's beautiful. I just get a kick out of that because it's like, no, I think it's more of the generation. Like, I don't mean to offend anybody. And I'll be serious now. I'm doing better. Like, I understand it, and I don't want to offend anybody. But my generation and how we grew up without cell phones and no curfews and all the things that you heard are real.
Yeah.
And we act a little different than people that are 20 or 30 years younger than us.
I think so.
I don't think an elder should have to apologize for it. And I'm not asking somebody who's 70 or 80 to apologize for the again, if it's coming down to where there's hate involved, I think that's a different circumstance. But just
right
behaviors and how you were brought up, or again, generation.
Yeah, product of the environment that you're brought up in, product of the time frame you're brought up in, right? Like we're kind of brought up in like a technology boom with computers, AIM, AOL. Then cell phones are basically turned into mini computers,
right,
supercomputers in your hand. So I think that has a huge factor. And I think maturity level as well, I think has a huge factor. So it's like you started talking about like more of like a spiritual path you started taking in like your 40s, kind of, right? Maybe earlier, maybe kind of.
It was, so 2013 is when shit hit the fan.
So it took something massive for you to kind of hit that spiritual pathway, which was the same for me. So beforehand, like I was religious, right? I not super religious where I was like going to church. I grew up Catholic. Those are some of the values that I held loosely.
Yeah.
I became more spiritual after my shooting. And the same with you, not with religion, more of like the Zen, more of Buddha, more of who you are consciously as a person, who's your soul, who's talking, who's asking the questions, who's answering.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's a little bit more to it than the average thing you're told as a kid in the default settings that society tries to pre-install you with.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot to talk about with spirituality, I think. And that's where like I found meditation and I found breath work to work.
Yeah.
And spending that time with shutting off and pushing off the distractions of day-to-day life with technology, where you're getting that dopamine dump from, XYZ, right? So I think spirituality has a huge factor. And I think it depends on what a person has gone through in their life. I think they have to see some shit to actually get to that point in time. So yes, our generation is different. Absolutely. I think we're a product too of like how we were brought up with family. What was the life like?
Right.
But what you went through is huge too. 13 was your year. 23 and after was kind of like the year that I started finding more of a spiritual base. And I think more people need to kind of go down that path. We're so caught up in like the Western style of living, of make money, the American dream, chase, buy. Always wanting the more. Yes.
And it's okay.
Right. There's nothing wrong with it. If that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy. I don't think you're experiencing life fully. Yeah.
It's makes sense. Define success.
Yeah.
Having material things in our culture is part of that.
You know what I find success in? Relationships with other people. That's probably, who do you surround yourself with?
Well, you got, talk about ultimate exposure, right? Facing death.
Yeah.
And what's left, right? For me, I had a lifestyle change. Sounds funny, right? A lifestyle change. I got thrown out of my house. I faced losing my family. I exposed myself at work over alcohol.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, right? The choices I had to make, getting, put to my knees a lot of ways. So however that happens, this idea of meditation or spirituality, breathing, without breathing, right? I'll start there. Without being able to recognize today, on the way here, listening to the Hail Mary, doing 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. You could use that in sport. You could do it for a lot of things. I'll just, explain to you that our big four in the gym, goal setting, visualization, okay, breathing, self-talk.
Huge. That last one is huge.
Sometimes kicking your ass, sometimes picking yourself up. Can't just be kicking your ass. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's got to be, we're going to do this.
Yes.
So meditation, I've got ADHD. I don't know if you picked up on that. They're going to pick up on it on the podcast.
Brother, it takes one to know one.
So
I also have it.
I like the rosary for meditation. There's a beginning and end. It's 16 minutes. For the one I listen to, and it's a chant.
Does it work?
Yes.
That's all that matters.
I like Tina Turner's Buddhist meditation on YouTube.
You have to send it to me. I've never heard of it.
It's awesome.
Love it.
And yeah, it's great. Now, again, it's a chant and it's beautiful. Okay? But I need that to stay focused and kind of clear my mind.
Yeah.
And my meditation or prayer involves, well, I'll talk about meditation, which I consider the rosary meditation, is me during the meditation reminding myself not to go other places.
It's hard.
It's very hard. Prayer is very simple for me. In the morning, I roll out of bed and I go to my knees. I say, God, please give me the strength and the courage to be the man you want me to be today. And keep me away from that first drink. Before I go to bed, I get on my knees and I pray, thanks God. I usually thank God and put people in my prayer. And at the end of it, I make sure to say thanks for keeping me away from the first drink.
Love it.
So I'm asking for God to make him the man I'm supposed to be, a man of service, a man of gratitude, walk lightly, loose clothes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the luxury of having resentments and being angry with people and holding things against people. Right. That would cause severe damage to myself, potentially my family.
Costly energy,
stuff
too.
I drink over.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't do that. I might be meant for 10 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever, but I'm not going to hold a grudge or resentment against anything or anyone because I understand how delicate my situation is and how lucky I am not to be dead.
Agreed.
I got friends who died from this stuff, close friends. I've got all kinds of stories around watching people, normies don't understand about this stuff.
Pain speaks to pain, brother.
But if you're around and you see those things and you see people dying and you get to the point where I was at and what I believe is black and white, life or death, then meditation, breathing. The other thing about meditation and breathing is helping your nervous system calm down.
Huge.
Learning from boxing, that sparring round with the 21-year-old kid I made reference to, my heartbeat didn't go over 130 beats per minute. I only did a minute. I was cold. I hadn't warmed up.
Yeah.
But my heart rate didn't go over 130. I was proud of that.
You should be. That's badass, brother.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that breathing, meditation, understanding your nervous system, how to work through things that might create anxiety or depression. For me, again, anxiety.
Yeah.
Are really important and helpful for more than just the event.
Agreed. And you mentioned it too. It just like being cognizant of those things as well. Just noticing it, recognizing it in your own self will help you for the future to recognize it when it comes back up again. You're like, all right, well, this is happening. I know what this is. I need to change it. You brought up another thing too, and I kind of referenced when we were talking about spirituality, but like gratitude. I think expressing gratitude towards things in life, you're better off going with the gratitude route than you are with any other emotion of like hate, anger, angst, or whatever that is, because it's like you're already presetting yourself up for failure. If you're like, well, resentment, right? Like, well, my wife did this, but she didn't do this, right? You're automatically going to a negative. I think self-talk, like you brought up, is massive in mental health in general, right? Because if you're constantly negatively talking about yourself, constantly negatively talking about things that are going wrong in your life, that's the only thing you're going to focus on is the negative. You're not thinking about the positive. How about we be positive? I woke up this morning. I didn't have another drink. I woke up this morning. I didn't, smoke weed. I woke up this morning and I didn't revert back to my old ways. I took that next step. I took that 20 minutes of silence. Then I went to the gym and I bettered myself. I think expressing that gratitude and being grateful for things that go right in your life, you're better off than focusing on the negative. And I think that's a thing for people to kind of realize and understand.
I tell the kids, if you're around someone who says, I can't, don't be their friend.
Yes.
Life's hard.
Oh, brother.
Affirmations for yourself and a pattern of self-love will only improve your well-being.
Yes.
Thinking, and a lot of us have it, of being, you're not worthy, you're not cracked up for it, you're not capable. If you study the human, right, and how we're wired, there's a deep-rooted fear of being eaten by a bigger animal creature.
Yep.
Right? And those fears come out in our subconscious and manifest in many ways.
You said it.
Social media, ooh, baby, right? So we're fighting that already. If you feed it and you feed that behavior, you're probably going to behave that way. You're going to live it out.
You're already manifesting it right then and there.
Law of attraction.
Yes.
The book, The Secret. It's weird. It's a weird book, Law of Attraction. But Law of Attraction's real.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a jerk if you're doing a self-affirmation and you're saying, I believe in myself and I will achieve.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong with it. As a matter of fact, that we know we're creatures of habit and we follow behaviors. So if we are following good behaviors and structure, then better things happen.
Yes.
My whole life, I wanted to be the free, I was a straight commission sales guy, financial freedom, free. We'll go, sail around the world, right? And the thing that brought me centered was discipline. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So, what you're saying and what we're talking about in what goes through my head and how you live, it's a choice. What we read, what we put in between, in our brains, in between our ears, is a choice.
Yeah.
I understand if people are out there listening to propaganda, things that may or may not affect their lives. But you have to ask your question, can I directly change it? Because if I can't change it, maybe I shouldn't worry about it.
Why? Why can't you change it? Because it's not in your control. And why do we spend so much time focusing on things that we cannot control? We're like humans obsess over that shit, brother, right? Like, for my wife as an example, and I'm pretty sure I've used this example before, but like when she was in grad school, she's just freaking out over this paper. This paper sucks. I suck. I'm not smart enough, blah, 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 blah. The negative. She turns it in. Her paper's perfect. Her teacher gives it back to her. This is the best paper I've ever written. I'm going to start using this as an example. All we did is just predetermined our future, what was going to happen, right? And you can't control what your grade. You can the amount of work you're going to put into it, but like the quality of it, right? Like, is someone going to enjoy it? You can't control that. But like, that's the thing. It's like, stop focusing on things that you cannot control. If it's out of your control, you have no business worrying about it. And what's in your control is what's happening right now, right? You talked about presence. You talked about presence in the gym. You talked about presence in the drills, like all that stuff. Like that shit is true. And to connect with what you were saying earlier, it's like when you have these kids have somebody that says, I can't. That's self-talk, right? Have that positive self-talk. I can. What you consume is what you become. That goes with food. That goes with relationships. That goes with self-talk.
Yeah.
Consumption is huge.
And fear manifests, worry, anger.
Yeah. All negative emotions that connects to your ego. And you know what made me drop my fucking ego? Almost dying.
The life changer.
You stopped caring. I stopped caring what people thought. I stopped caring about what are people going to think if I do this? What are people going to think if I do that? I don't care anymore. What are people going to think when I start a podcast? What are people going to think when you leave, a job where you're making stupid money to start a gym for boxing? Doesn't fucking matter, because what it does is it feeds your soul. It makes you happy. And that's when you start to live the life you deserve to live.
I think there's some credence in it.
Yeah, absolutely, brother.
Not everyone gets the gift.
No. Or if they're looking for it.
Or if they're looking for it.
Some people just get caught up in the rat race of day-to-day life. Go to work, pay my bills, make sure there's food on the table, make sure my wife can get an expensive purse or she drives an expensive car. Like, that's what people think about. And if that's what makes you happy, then, hey, my hat is off to you, brother. If you can go home every night, put your head on the pillow, and you're a happy person, hats off to you, brother. But if you're not, there's a lot of work you can do. Yeah. And prioritizing those things over things that actually matter, I think, is the first step forward for sure. But
yeah, it's good perspective.
Oh,
really
for sure,
is,
absolutely, brother. And I think if you really want to start anywhere, I mean, I'd like to hear your thought process, because you've battled your own demons, brother. Like, for me, is self-talk, I think, is the first thing you can change about yourself if you really want to make yourself a better person. I think self-talk is a really good step one. I don't know about what you think, brother.
Examining what you're putting in front of you, reading or listening to, and then creating an environment or information that would be considered healthy.
Yeah.
So someone who is not religious shouldn't pick up the Bible. I don't think. Maybe, but I think that comes down the road.
Yeah, I think there's more steps you take beforehand. Agreed.
Maybe it's reading about spirituality or, something that, like I mentioned, the Book of Joy is this book that explains spirituality in these two different religions. Something that opens up the possibility. But what you're feeding yourself. So if you're listening to these podcasts, whatever, things that are negative speak, right? Things you can't control, and you're putting that in between your ears. That, to me, you take something and turn that into something that is more purposeful or driven.
Agreed.
And there's plenty of stuff out there. Feed yourself that.
Yeah.
For me, being a student of sales, coaching sales, the position that I held in my career, where I was interviewing salespeople for a few years on their best practices, it led me to a lot of reading and audiobooks around not only sales but psychology, emotional IQ, things that on how to drive people. Mm-hmm. Police officers study it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's interesting to me. Martial arts is interesting.
Agreed.
It's healthy, right?
Structure, it gives you that structure. It gives you a bunch of stuff, yeah.
If you want to, my opinion is it starts somewhere in positivity. Food and health. Why are we eating bad things if we know it's bad for us? And how easy it is to know it's bad for you now.
There's apps. You can literally scan a barcode, and it's like,
all of it.
This thing has 5 preservatives that cause heart disease, kidney disease.
No excuses.
No excuses.
So I think again, where does it start? Dominic, how about you love yourself enough? How many people told me, I'm going to love you through this in recovery?
Oh, for sure.
You got to love yourself enough to do good things for yourself.
Yeah.
And it starts if you stack them over a period of time. How long did it take for my relationship with alcohol go full-blown crazy town?
Right.
Years and years and years and years and years. How long does it take to build a pattern or a behavior? It's not 60 days, right?
Right.
So take time. I mean, there's psychology around that. It kicks in pretty quick, but if you build it and it's good for you, keep doing it, right?
Right.
Exercise, prayer, meditation. We're sitting here, we both have ADHD. We are talking about meditation. So the folks that are listening to this thinking, these guys are full of shit. I'm telling you, guided meditation with some kind of chant,
Yeah.
for me, works really well.
100%, brother.
You want to sit me in a silent wherever? Come on, man.
You're doing me dirty.
You're doing me dirty.
Can't put baby in the corner with no music. You want to see the building burn down?
Right.
Oh shit. No, it's true, brother. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so true. So true.
But yeah, goal setting, visualization,
Yeah.
self-talk, breathing.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
It's Wayne Gregory. And he's
Right.
taking that from SEAL training. But spot on, right? Tell me where that doesn't apply in any factor of life.
You can make that apply in every factor of life, brother. But like you said, dedication, right? Like showing up when you don't want to, right? That mitigating that little voice in your head of like, you can go next week, or you can go tomorrow, or you can go in like 2 days. Like that, I think that as well.
Yeah.
Dedication, your drive for it, how bad you want it. But I mean, again, that goes on like how bad things are for you. Is it going to make you want to push to get to that point, or you're just like, I don't really want it that bad?
Yeah.
There's a lot there. But you've probably met quite a few people coming in and out of these gyms, right? From the start to where you are now. It was starting, additional gyms. What are some of the clients that you work with that really kind of stick out to you, that inspire you the most? Is there a few that you can think of?
Yeah, there's several.
Don't mean to put you on the spot.
Well, we talked about Jason and Cindy. They
Yes.
went off and opened the boxing club. Sandy Abraham lost 80 pounds. She helps run the gym. She's a nurse practitioner. Cam Tai lost over 100 pounds. She's still around 6 years later. Her whole family has come through and worked with us.
That's cool.
She's pretty special. Lexi and her father, Dave. Dave has Parkinson's. He's 71. He had open heart surgery 2 years ago. The doctor asked him after surgery, what do you do for exercise? Because it kept you alive.
No way.
Yeah.
Let's
Hey.
go.
Oh, man. You should come work out with Dave. And
I'd
Lex.
love to. I'd love to come hang out with you guys.
Vinny Esposito, he comes in the day, uses the gym. He doesn't follow our boxing format as much as he should, but I think over time, he's going to read and understand more about, what the processes that Wayne has built, what we're doing. But Vinny's a close friend. His wife, Rita, and he are both Berwyn POs.
Nice. Italian guy?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell.
No.
First or last name didn't get
Right, Esposito. He grew up around boxing, got in when he was 16, and he didn't compete, but he was around the gyms and knows a lot of guys in the Italian community in boxing, which is fantastic in the Chicagoland area. I'm from Chicago Heights, so my stepmother is a Mangini. I am Irish and French, but growing up in the Heights and the there was a massive community of Italians there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they were very, very kind and generous to me.
Crazy.
So
super kind.
yeah, I mean, it just was,
sure.
it was just, I mean, and friends were, their parents were making wine in the basement, the whole thing, right? And
Sounds like my family.
fantastic. So I got to experience that culture. So anyway, so Esposito, yeah, he's right in the thick of the Italian American community in Chicago.
Love it.
He lost over 100 pounds. This is before after pictures. He's a detective in Berwyn.
Let's go.
When I told him about you, he said he had arrested your perp 3 or 4 times.
No shit.
He knew the father.
Really? Yeah. The stepfather is his biological father.
Good question. He
'Cause
just
his
told me the father.
So the stepfather, I don't know if your buddy knows this or not, but the stepfather had passed away, I think, of a heart attack after the shooting.
Okay.
So I don't know if that
Could be.
Yeah, maybe.
But he said he's a bad guy.
He was, yeah.
But the father, he knew because of how many times he arrested him.
So you arrested the father too then, huh?
No,
Just the kid.
just the kid.
Yeah.
Just the kid. That was the story I got.
Yeah,
but the irony
just,
of that, hey,
right?
Vinny, Rita's in kid crimes. She's involved with kids crimes.
Oh, ICAC stuff? Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hats
Okay.
off to her, brother.
So, having friends like that, Vinny never talks about his police work. We just talk about boxing, and I love him for that. I love his passion for the sport and knowing he's just finding time outside of what he's doing in work and life. He's got beautiful kids. They're an awesome family. So that comes to mind. That's in the forefront of, the VIP list. Man, I got a kid who went to Wheaton College, wrestled there. He does prayer groups on Sundays with people that are not going to church.
Love it. That's cool.
He's
That's
grabbing
cool.
the guys in
How
the
old?
gym. 26.
So he's a 26-year-old kid grabbing grown men. I love it, dude. That's
18
sick.
fights. Grabbing grown men, not making them, praying with them.
How's he
Sundays.
doing? How's he doing fighting wise?
He's pretty good.
Love it.
Josiah's a wrestler, fights at 156 pounds. So he's a pressure fighter from his experience in wrestling, and he's got skill. It's one of those things. I mean, I've been coaching him for 5 years. So at his best, he's a really good amateur in the Chicago land area or in in general. He got last year in Golden Gloves before he got to his 10 fights. He ran the table and got to the final Golden Gloves, lost to a guy. He knows how to win. He knows how to fight.
That's awesome, brother.
So that's really cool. Now,
super cool.
He's got a great job, and I'll say it right here on this podcast, is he's got aspirations in the sport. And I say, well, when do I get to meet your parents and talk to them? Because I know you're 26, but there's also your career.
Yeah.
And I've got to know, I got to know my heart of hearts that in a decade or 2 decades that we're doing the right thing for them.
Right.
It's just how I am.
Yeah.
It's not my decision, but I get connected emotionally to these folks, and I am concerned about their well-being.
Because you care.
You know how many people die in amateur and pro boxing every year? Like 8. Amateur and pro.
I don't like those odds for me,
Just
brother.
a bad day, man.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Mostly from competitions, but it's a
accidents.
It's a fact of our sport. And
Yeah.
we're talking about something where I'm certain and been around enough boxers that they have brain damage if they're not tended to and taken care of.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, so Josiah is his name. He's the best. But that kid comes to mind. Bringing prayer into the gym, and we pray before the fights. That's pretty special.
I love it. Good people,
so
brother.
A lot of stories. There's a lot of people I didn't mention that are awesome. Sweaty Carlos and his wife, Jenny. Jenny's a Glendale Heights police officer.
Love it.
Right?
Sweaty Carlo. Love the nicknames too.
Oh, everybody's got a nickname. That's what I mean, you know. But anyway, so I mentioned Dave, our Parkinson's athlete. I just need to say that the folks that come in that give us the opportunity to work that have something going on, Parkinson's or cancer survivors, another good one, Jennifer, God bless her. There's that gratitude, you know, that thing like, man, we are blessed. Like this is, and the admiration around Parkinson's is telling them to shrivel up and die.
Yeah.
And they're in there kicking it.
Yep. Not taking it lying down. I freaking love
And
it.
who are we
Yep.
to crawl up and shrivel up? Like, that ain't me.
I love it, brother.
And they certainly aren't laying in a bed, you know.
It
Body's telling them to.
makes you want to keep fighting harder, though, too. When I see stuff like that, when I see people overcome adversity like that, it makes me just want to grind that much harder. Like, if they can do it, I can do it. I have zero excuses.
Science says if you're healthy, you'll die faster. I don't want to be laying around I'm not fit to be in the hospital. Last time I was in the hospital, when I woke up, I pulled the IV out and got up and got dressed. I was like, time to go. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. It's a mindset. Love it, brother. So you guys have an event coming up. Are you guys hosting or you guys are just attending it?
So the gym that I own in Addison, right? Gregory Boxing DuPage is the name, is a USA Boxing affiliated gym.
Yeah.
Most of or all of our coaches, I should say, are USA Boxing coaches. So what's important about that is we have safe sport. So when we're around kids and teens, all of these organizations, or I hope the martial arts school you're going to, that the coaches have some semblance of safe sport.
Yeah.
That goes for adults too. Like, don't date your students.
That's frowned upon?
Man. Anyway. We are a USA Boxing gym, and that means that we can sanction a open show to the public where we use USA Boxing, a non-for-profit charity, to host a boxing event, and they bring in their officials. They bring in all the people and the insurance to run the event. Or you can do a third-party event where we're not a club event, and it's a little more expensive because USA Boxing is a charity, non-for-profit. Whether you like it or not, it's a non-for-profit. Whether you like them or not, they're doing a lot of good things in communities.
Oh, yeah.
It's huge. So there's a love-hate with a lot of veterans around the industry. I understand it. It's a big organization, so it's not perfect. But it is a good organization in a lot of ways, and it certainly has good rules and policies around the protection of the athletes. And so I was hired by a gentleman to host a show at Joe's Live on September 10th called America Remembers. It is the 25th anniversary in tribute to 9/11. That place fits 1,000 people. By God, we want 1,000 people there.
Let's go, brother.
You're going to ask me about the charities that Matt is working with, and I am going to blank it. I'm going to call it my issue with my retrieval and ADHD, and I didn't write it down.
It's all good, brother.
It is on our marketing.
Perfect.
And they are local.
Perfect.
So I was hired by Matt. He brings me in. He pays our clubs to organize the fights, bring in USA Boxing, do the insurance for the fights, right? Along with that, the standard stuff, we bring the ring. That's important. My buddy Dan Letts Boxing down on the south side of Chicago, awesome guy, Mount Carmel graduate.
There we go.
I'm also going to mention Pat White. He's in Geneva, Illinois. He and Wayne Gregory trained together. He's Tri-City Boxing, fantastic.
Love it.
There's a lot of great people in this community.
Oh, I bet, brother.
So anyway, we were hired to do that.
Very cool.
But I knew, Dominic, we had to do more. So, Vinny Esposito, he's been a member of a Teddy Atlas group.
Okay.
You pay $40 a month, and Teddy gives you tips on fighting, and he does a lot of handicapping. His son runs it, but basically you get interaction with Teddy. So Vinny he's had four fights with us.
Okay.
So Vinny starts talking with Teddy about how Vinny fights. You know, can you help me, Teddy? Vinny pays $350 for Teddy to watch his first video. Here's my fight, Teddy, analyze it. That's the going rate, you know. So Vinny loves Teddy Atlas, he pays him. Teddy figures out he's a cop and throws himself at Vinny.
Really?
Listen.
You need a lot of help.
In the last year, Teddy Atlas has befriended Vinny Esposito and talks about him all the time on this little private thing we're involved in. Watches his film, watches his fighter. He helps Josiah, the guy who brought and prays with our fighters.
Yeah.
Teddy watched Josiah's 18th fight for nothing and helps Vinny. Hey, this is what I think, Josiah should be working on. Really? So I texted Teddy on that chat and that message and said, do you know anybody at that NYPD boxing team? Teddy fires back a name. I call the guy and goes, it's not me anymore. It's this guy. I saved that guy's number. That's 6 months ago because I knew we were going to do a first responder show. Matt hadn't contacted me yet, but I knew, we're doing this. Right?
It's happening, yeah.
We're doing New York versus Chicago. Mike Mulcahy and some other folks that we know, but I know Mike well. He's a friend of Jason Brandstetter and Wayne Gregory's. He started Chicago police boxing. He's an awesome dude. He taught me a lot about inside fighting and beat the shit out of me. Michael's excellent fighter, excellent guy. He's a Chicago police detective. Who runs CPD boxing, and they're going into schools and doing some good things with the kids.
Very cool. I love that. Yeah.
So anyway, so I make the connection with NYPD. Matt hires me, and I'm like, I got something. We're going to bring out the people from New York and have it fight Chicago police. Not the whole show, but a few. He goes, who's going to pay for that? I go, I am. I'm not making any money off of this. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
I'm going to pay my partner, I'm going to pay them, but what typically comes to me, there's no way, man. I'm going to spend probably 3 or 4 times that.
Yeah.
Sure enough, I meet you. I'm like, Dominic, you got to come, right?
Yeah.
My buddy Pete's in Hawaii. I fly him out. So what we have for this event, just so we're square, we have Honor Guard. Thanks to Rita Esposito. We have bagpipers, thanks to Rita Esposito. We have a live band, rock band. It's my son's buddies. They went to York High School in Elmhurst where we raised our kids.
Love it.
Solid band. I'm paying for that. Okay. We have 2 veterans. I assume you're going to be there in honor, but we have 2, first responders, wounded first responders that will be handing out champion belts, will be honored at the event.
That's awesome.
You being one of them, Pete Kelly, coming in from Hawaii. We have 12 fights. All the fights are associated with first responders. We may have a boy who's 11. His dad's a Chicago fireman. We're looking for a fight for him, but we already have 10 booked. It's September 10th. So what's today?
Today's the 18th, I think?
18th, right? So we're we're doing pretty good with our schedule.
Let's go.
But yeah, I think it's $50 for an adult to get in. It's cheaper for the kids. Live band. They're going to start an hour before the show starts at 6 p.m. They'll play a little bit in between. Honor Guard, right? Bagpipers, honoring wounded first responders. feel it's funny, but it's like I learned a lot around hosting shows and have had the privilege to host some shows since we've been running the gyms, and it's fun. But trying to put it all together, my knowledge of business and hosting events around some of the corporate events we did, and trying to put that together to really have something special and meaningful. And not that it's the best ever, but I want it to be cool.
Absolutely.
If anything, like memorable.
Yeah.
So September 10th, Joe's Live at Rosemont. It's a first responder party. It's a reunion. You know, my friend Pete is coming in. I just bring him up because he was somebody who was pretty formative in the Chicago Police Department, did some good things, and I think he has a lot of friends around that are going to come and celebrate with us. And I'm really excited about you two meeting because there's a connection there.
I think so.
Your personalities. And then I explained some of the things Pete involved with, and he does some wonderful work on Substack.
Yeah,
and writing around first responder work and police work, and is working on a book. Yeah,
I'm excited to meet him. I'm actually excited to have him on the show too. He's gonna be it's gonna be a great time, brother. It really is. I'm excited for the fight too. It's gonna be a sick event. Any of your fighters that we should be looking out for?
Vinny's on the show.
Vinny's gonna be fighting. He's on the card. Who's he? Guy from New York?
No, fireman, Chicago fireman.
Okay, hey, listen, that's a big deal too, though, man.
No betting. Okay, this is amateur fighting. There's no betting that night. Okay, don't be.
Got it.
Yeah. Listen, it's not about police firemen.
No.
Right? It's not about. It's just it's going to be pairings that are competitive, and everyone's USA boxing.
But the police are going to win. We can't let fire beat us. I'm at the talk with Vinny. We can't let fire win.
See, being a civilian, I think I'm going to stay moderate. I'm going to stay right in the middle. The best person's going to win. The best man's going to win.
Agreed. It's going to be Vinny. Yeah. Just messing.
I'm his coach. I mean,
how's he looking?
Listen, he looks great. Okay, the guy. Are you talking about Vinny Esposito, the guy who's in the gym 5 days a week? He looks great.
Let's go.
He's 43 years old, man.
Let's go.
So
who's the kid he's fighting? Is he a firefighter? How old's the firefighter? Do we know anything about him?
I want to say 38.
Well, he might have a little age on him. All right. They don't mean nothing.
Well,
right?
that's the point. So again, masters boxing over the age of 36, weight wise, age wise, and then typically we're not going more than 2 minutes in a round.
Okay.
I like a minute round at 57, but again, that's just me.
Hey, a minute's a long time, brother.
It's plenty.
I mean, it's plenty of time. I love that too. People are like, that's not that long.
Try
it's like,
it.
all right, hey, I want you to throw nonstop punches for 1 minute, and they always burn out.
I always just, and I like to get people in a point in training where they'd be comfortable receiving a punch.
Yeah.
If they're not, typically we lose them as a member. So we try to get them prepared for it, right?
Yeah.
I'm the guy who hyperventilated in 30 seconds. So we try to get them prepared for it. But yeah, it's things change when you get punched.
Oh, dude.
The best.
Messes with your OODA loop. Everyone has a plan to get punched in the face. Was that Mike Tyson?
The best. I kind of like it now. I usually smile.
Getting punched in the face? Yeah.
Like down on my mouth guard.
Yeah, it's because
Here we go.
It's because you're a little crazy. That's why I like you. Mm-hmm. Start chewing on your glove a little bit.
Yeah. But so thanks for letting me and bringing up the show.
Yeah, brother. I'm excited for it, man. It's where can people get tickets? If they're listening, they want to join. If they're not sold out already.
If you Google America Remembers, it'll pop up. America Remembers Boxing event.
Love it.
We are all over social media. So if you look up Gregory Boxing, we have QR codes for purchasing the tickets. So there's links.
Send me
to purchase.
Send me the codes, and I'll put it in the description for YouTube, Facebook, wherever anyone's listening off of, I'll put in the description so they can buy tickets.
Great. And again, Matt is raising money for local charities that will go to first responders. Matt's wife is a retired Chicago police officer. I believe in the past year she's been appointed to President Trump's cabinet.
Let's go. Good for her.
So that's something, if people are aware of that, they would know who Matt and his wife are.
Okay.
But anyone can connect the dots if they choose to. But I have a friend who's a really good guy who hired us to throw this awesome party for first responders, and we're going to do our very, very best.
It sounds badass, brother. I'm excited for it.
I'm so excited. And just to, again, like when you get down to it, it's a reunion. It's a party for first responders, and honoring what you do, what these folks do for our communities, and honoring and tribute to 9/11, which is pretty special.
Yeah, 100%, brother.
Yeah.
It is. It's a big year for it too. I mean, we touched on a lot.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we didn't hit that you want to touch on, or is there anything you want to bring up before we take off? Because I think we're getting up to 2.5 hours-ish.
Dominic, there's a lot of things that we could discuss. I think we hit on some good things today. Most important for me is I said something that would help somebody.
Yeah,
right?
Agreed.
I don't think I'm that important. I don't think I'm that special. I'm blessed in being able to live the life that I live and find something that I think could be meaningful and legacy.
Yeah.
In years to come. I think that's cool. Gregory Boxing is that to me, and having a small part in it, being the business development part of that, the ability to go and share and help somebody who doesn't think they could be a business person, and they don't have to be. Follow the plan, be part of your community, and what we've been able to do is, the proof's there.
Yeah.
And the reward is more than I ever imagined.
Yeah.
So it's I appreciate the time on the today and taking me on and allowing me to share the things that we talked about. Is cool,
brother. I appreciate you coming in the studio. I really do. I've been looking forward to this interview. You say, that it's not about money. It's not about this. It's not about that. And truthfully, you're making a bigger difference than you think. I think you are touching lives, more lives than you will ever even understand. And it could be the student who's super quiet, doesn't say anything to you, but they could be taking a lot from you and learning a lot from you and changing their life. So I think what you're doing day to day might not seem like anything to you, but it's a lot to a lot of people. And I can see it from the exterior looking in. And that goes from kids, that goes to adults, that goes to first responders, that goes to 70-year-olds that know how to throw a pop and a punch, brother. You're changing lives for the better, and you're building them up, man. And I thank you for what you're doing for our community and for kids in general and for the community in America in general, brother. You're making this place a better place to live. You're creating better lives for people. And Gregory, Mr. Wayne himself, would be very proud if he saw the work that you do. And I know he does. I guarantee it. There's no way he's, that close with you and letting you do all the stuff that you're doing if he doesn't trust you. So I appreciate what you're doing, brother.
Thanks. I will say, Wayne just said, make sure the integrity of the sport is there.
And
have
you're
fun,
doing it.
but make sure the integrity of the sport is there, and I do my best without living it, and also being respectful to the people that carried that torch in boxing and live through something that really shouldn't be underserved in our communities. And it's ridiculous that boxing schools and boxing training isn't more of a forefront in communities not for the fight, for the training.
Yeah.
That it helps every other sport. And we miss that, you know, and again, what a privilege to go into something that people accepted me and allowed me to do it.
Yeah, brother. And you're killing it.
Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming to the show, and keep on plugging away, brother. I'm excited for the event coming up in September, and we'll have you back on the show, and we'll have part 2, brother.
Yeah,
and we'll really deep dive.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you guys tuning into another episode of Beyond the Dispatch. We can't do without you guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out Gregory Boxing on Instagram. You guys are on Facebook too, right?
Yes.
And check out the notes in the description. We'll make sure that the tickets are in there as well if you guys are interested in attending this event. But we'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.
Thanks, Dominic.
Thank you, brother.